Hi guys, it's Nyah. Welcome or welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys some things that I wish I would have known before I transitioned my hair from relaxed to natural. The things that I'm going to be telling you guys in this video will be helpful to anyone who's transitioning their hair from relaxed to natural, or they'll be helpful to you if you're already natural and then you just acquired some damage along the way, or maybe you're already completely natural and you just feel like you need a little bit more guidance. This video will be helpful to you. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The first thing I wish I would have known before I went natural is the different hair textures. I feel like that would have just been very helpful, and it's helpful to anyone. As a natural, you need to know that there are different hair textures, and I didn't know. I just thought curly hair was curly hair, but there are different hair textures. The different hair types are categorized by a number and then a letter. So this is kind of hard to explain, so I'm gonna try to put a picture on the screen. Basically, it goes from 1 to 4. So 1 being straight, 2 being like wavy, 3 is curly, and then 4 is kinky coily. So I have type 4 hair. So if your hair looks anything like mine, then you probably got type 4 hair too. My next tip is to be patient and for you not to compare your journey to anyone else's. That's one of the mistakes that I made. I would compare my hair and my hair texture to the people that I would watch on YouTube, and it's just not good for your own hair journey because your hair might grow slower than theirs and it can be discouraging. So don't really pay attention to people's personal journeys. I would say take that with a grain of salt and focus on more of the general advice that they give. Like a video like mine would be more general because I'm not telling you about like my personal, well, I am, but you know what I'm saying. My next tip is that protective styles are not necessary. So a lot of people say that protective styles are the main thing that help them in their journey. For me personally, protective styles do not help my hair at all. They kind of make my hair more fragile, if anything. So you don't need protective styles to transition your hair. You can wear like cute little braid outs or twist outs like I have today, but it'll look a little bit different, but you can still wear like braid outs and twist outs and your hair will be fine. My next tip would be for you to learn your own hair. Now at the time that I transitioned my hair, my mom was still doing my hair, and I learned very quickly that I needed to learn my own hair in order for me to know how to treat my hair, how to care for it better. And no one knows you better than you know yourself, and as a natural, it's just important for you to know how to do your own hair, especially when it comes to like getting it to grow longer, because a lot of people think that the only way to grow your hair is by going to a beautician. But when you're a natural, there aren't many natural hair beauticians. I can't even tell you not one natural hair salon where I live. They don't exist. So it's important for you to learn your own hair. And it was especially important for me because I am the most tender-headed person you will ever meet. And so with somebody else doing your hair, it is easy for them to hurt you, and I'm not going to intentionally hurt myself, so I just knew that it was best for me to learn how to do my own hair. My 5th tip is that your hair texture is going to change. So once you first hit that mark of being completely natural, your hair is going to be kind of confused because it's used to being straight and then all of a sudden it's curly. So you're going to have to train it into being the texture that it's supposed to be. You're going to have to kind of help it a little bit because it's going to be kind of confused. And so the texture of your hair is going to be completely different from that first month that you're natural to maybe like 5 months or a year. The 6th tip that I have for you guys is that you don't need to big chop. Now, in the natural hair community, it seems like that the big chop is the first step to being a natural, but you do not need to big chop. I didn't big chop. I gradually cut my hair off because I didn't want to go through that like phase of having like this much hair. And because I always kind of had, well, my hair wasn't that long in comparison to how long it is now, but I still always had hair, and I didn't want to go through that phase of not having hair at all and then people looking at me crazy. So I just gradually cut my perm off. I did not go straight into like a big chop. So I just wanted to let you guys know that it is not necessary to big chop your hair. You can avoid it. The second tip that I have for you guys is that you don't have to cut heat out completely, but just cut down on it. I feel like you hear most naturals preach like stay away from heat, you know, you don't need to use heat on your hair, which that is not true. You just need to cut down on it significantly, but it's okay to use a little bit of heat here and there. Just don't be using it like over excessively. My 8th tip for you guys is to section off your hair. Now this one was a big one for me. Once I discovered sectioning my hair, it just made doing my hair a whole lot easier, especially when you're transitioning. It's just going to make it a lot easier for you to detangle and just make sure that you get every kink, every knot out your hair, because I personally feel like transitioning is the hardest part of a natural hair journey. Once your hair is natural, the whole process becomes a whole lot easier, but doing your hair in sections make it so much easier. It cuts down on the time that you spend to do your hair, and it just overall reduces the frustration of having to do your hair. My next tip for you guys is to not worry about what people say. Now this was a big one for me because for a long time I did not experiment with my hair, and I feel like had I experimented earlier in my journey, it would have been the earlier that I figured out how to do my hair, and my hair probably would have grown a lot more in that time. So I really feel like, I really don't want you guys to worry about what people say, because those same people that are judging you are going to want to know like what you do to your hair, how'd you get it like that. And y'all, everybody has to start from somewhere. Everybody has a TWA at one point, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't know what a TWA is, it's a teeny weeny afro. Everybody goes through that stage. Like, it's just inevitable. Like, everybody goes through that small afro stage, and it's okay. You're doing this for you. Don't worry about what those people have to say. The next tip that I have for you guys, or it isn't really a tip, but it's still something that I wish I would have known, is that you're alright y'all, so my camera cut off in the middle of me filming, but basically the last thing that I was saying was that this next thing isn't really a tip, but it's still something that I wish I would have known before I transitioned my hair. So when I had straight hair, the way I would do my hair at night was I would wrap it, you know, put the long scarf on it, and then I would put my bonnet on top. This is the bonnet that I was using, and I was still using this bonnet when I transitioned, but I started to notice that my hairstyles were being altered by my bonnet. And in case you didn't know, when you have natural hair, whatever you put on top of your head is going to, your hair is going to take the shape of that until you fix it. If you guys want a video on how to refresh and fix your curls, definitely let me know. I'll be happy to do that for you guys. But yeah, so your hair is going to take the shape of whatever you put on your head. So I would put that on, and it would like alter my hairstyles. So once I started to notice that, I had to give myself a different bonnet. So This is the bonnet that I started using, and as you can see, it is a lot bigger, and that is what you're going to need at a certain point in your natural hair journey. That is something that is really important. So yeah, the next tip that I have for you guys is for you guys to really just experiment a lot. I really wish that I experimented a lot more, especially in the beginning, because I just feel like my hair would have grown a lot more. But I was so scared like of what people would say. But like I said, you're doing this for you, and I just really wish that I would have experimented a lot more for myself. The experiment is so important because you're going to need to find your regimen, and the only way you're going to find it is if you experiment. So experiment, you guys. The last and final tip that I have for you guys is to not be discouraged that you feel like your hair isn't growing, or because you feel like you can't see any growth. Your hair is really growing, and for me, like, my hair is growing a lot more than when I had a perm. You know, when you have a perm, you can see, you know, how much longer your hair is in comparison to last time, because it's hanging down. You can see if it got longer or shorter. It's really easy. But in case you didn't know, curly hair, it shrinks up, and so you can't track your hair growth like that unless you stretch it out, like blow drying it or straighten it or something. But with your natural hair, if you see your afro getting bigger, then your hair is growing. So a lot of times I still feel like my hair isn't growing, but then it takes me looking at pictures from like 3 months ago or 5 months ago, and I'm like, oh, my hair is growing, you know what I'm saying? So don't be discouraged, you guys. Your hair is growing. You just gotta give it time, be patient with it, and you'll see some growth eventually. So yeah, that's basically all the tips that I have for you guys today. I want to apologize because I know this lighting keeps changing, and like I told y'all, my camera cut off, so the lighting is all over the place, and natural light is all I have to work with right now. But we about to fix that real soon, so y'all just be patient with me. But if you enjoyed the video today, and if you found any of my tips helpful, go ahead and give the video a like. Go ahead and give the video a like. Leave me some comments down below and tell me which tips were the most helpful. And if you haven't done it already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so that you can become a part of Nyah Nation. You know what I'm saying? We're small, but we're definitely growing each and every day, and I'm so excited, you guys. So subscribe to my channel, turn on the post notifications so you guys will be notified every time I post a video. And yeah, bye guys.